Why me? Why did this have to happen to me? What did I ever do to deserve this? Welcome to the Grieving Mom's Guide to Life. My name is Susan Fahidi, and I'm a grieving mom. I'm also a mindfulness life coach and grief advocate. I really think that one of the most common things that a bereaved parent asks themselves is, why me? Why did I get chosen for this? Why did this have to happen to me? And it's a valid question. Why? Why did it happen? Why, of all the people in the world, was I chosen? Why was I chosen for me, not once, but twice? If you're new to this channel and you don't know my story, my son Brandon died in September of 2016 at the age of 27 years old, and my daughter Bethany died in April of 2019 at the age of 31. So it happened to me twice. And if I'm honest, I ask myself that quite often. Why did this have to happen to me? And I usually stop myself, because the real answer to that question is, why not me? Who am I that's different or the same? What am I that makes me stand out to have lost a child twice, or to have not lost a child? There's no real answer to the question of why me. And I think early on, after Brandon died, I remember it's a very uncomfortable thing to think about, but I'm going to share it with you. My son had a friend, and that friend had some real issues in his life, and he had quite literally died several times and was brought back several times. He died several times, and he was brought back each and every time. And I remember vocalizing it to someone. Why does he get to come back and Brandon doesn't? That's not really fair. And then I started to realize that what I was doing was actually wishing this other young man to be dead and my son to be alive. And that's wrong. When I realized that that's what I was doing, I had to really stop myself from even going there anymore, because my son Brandon deserved to be alive today, but so does this other young man. And circumstances happen that are out of our control. We don't have the answers to why some people are taken before they had a chance to live their lives, and others are not. And when you look around this world, it truly is not fair. It's not a fair place, because there are people that seem selfish. They seem to only care about themselves, and they seem to continually hurt other people, yet they live into longevity. And then there's other people who are good people, and they're kind-hearted, and they put others first, and those people don't get to live life very long at all. And then when you're looking at children, young children, they don't even have an opportunity to show which way they're going to go in life, and yet they're taken from us. They're ripped from their parents' loving arms, and that really truly is unfair. But should we go there? Should we allow ourselves to think about the unfairness of it? And I think one day for myself, I came to the realization that Yes, I lost my children. Yes, that did happen to me. But when Brandon died, that didn't happen to me. That happened to Brandon. Brandon is the one who lost his life. When Bethany was diagnosed with cancer, she is the one that lost her life, not me. I'm still here. So then when my mind starts to go into the why me, I always bring it back to, it's not me, it's them. It happened to them. But it's a very easy place to go. When we're a world full of comparisons, and I do find myself when I hear about somebody who has been diagnosed with cancer, and they beat it, and they went into remission, and I have found myself, hearing about that story and actually losing my breath, losing my ability to breathe, because why did that person get an opportunity for remission and life, and my beautiful daughter did not get that. She has children. They have lost out on her. So why did she not get that opportunity? And as you can see, it's quite emotional. So is it a good idea to go down that road? I mean, we naturally go to that question of why me, because we always want answers. But in this world, there are always going to be questions that there are no answers for. Because if we were to break down that question of why me, why did my son Brandon die? I'm a good person, and I didn't deserve this to happen to me, but I didn't do anything to make it happen to me. I've never harmed people. I'm charitable. I've done charitable work, and I really want to make this place a better world. And I've always tried to do things. I'm not Mother Teresa. I don't have the heart or the emotional strength to go that far, because I'm an average person. And as an average person, I'm just trying to do the best I can, and for the people that I love. And the bottom line is, I didn't do anything to deserve to have my son taken from me. And then why did his sister get taken from me 2.5 years later? Same thing, same question. I just ask it twice, and same answer. There is no answer, because I also didn't do anything to deserve losing her. Just like you didn't do anything to deserve losing your child. So why you? There's no answer to that question. But I truly believe that it didn't happen to you. It happened to your child. But your child also didn't do anything to deserve the loss of their life. I think that these questions fall in line with what's the purpose of life? And as I've been aging and coming to some wisdom, I think the purpose of life is to actually live it. There's no underlying meaning of, why was I placed on this earth? Was I placed on this earth to make changes? Some people have told me that I have been placed on this earth to make changes, and I've been placed on this earth to help people. And I don't think there's any underlying meaning to that. It's just part of who I am. And yeah, there's just no answers to these questions. And I don't think that there's any benefit to be going down that road. And I hope that you don't take yourself down that road, because it can lead to some pretty dark places. It can lead to some pretty dark faux answers, because they're not real answers. because there is no answer to these questions. And I guess, then we're looking at, well, what is the solution to that? What is the solution to, I want to know why? And I think that it's about talking to each other. It's about having conversations. It's about giving enlightenment to within our community of bereaved parents, sharing our experiences. Because when you start hearing other people's experiences, and you know who these people are, you get to know who these people are, and you hear about the tragedies that they have experienced, the question of why me starts to reveal itself as being one of those that doesn't have an answer. Because you can look at those people and go, why them? Why did it happen to them? Why did that happen to them? I don't know about you as a bereaved parent, but I hear other people's stories, and I just can't imagine what they're going through. And they've said that to me. I can't imagine what you're going through, because we all have these layers, right? And you lose your child one way, and I lose my child another way, and I have grandchildren and maybe you don't, or maybe your child was a younger child, and that's a different grief layer than my child who lived to be 27 and 31, or my children who had children of their own. It's all these different layers. So my losses are different than what your losses or other people's losses. And it's like, I know a woman, her son was murdered, and I just cannot imagine what it would be like to have violence associated to my child's death. So I'm sure she's asking, why me? Why my son? Why did it have to happen like that? Is still no answer to the question of why me? Because why not you? Why not you? Because if it's not you, it is somebody else. It is somebody else. It's not just the answer to the question of why me, really is why not you? Because it's not why me instead of, because it happens to other people as well. So why them? There is no answer to that. There is no answer to that question. And I really wish that we could answer that question, and that it would be a satisfactory thing within our grief. But it's something that we have to come to terms with. It's something that we have to accept, and something that we have to live with in our hearts. We have to try to wrap our brains around it. So for me, I don't even let myself go down that alley, because it's a dark, dangerous alley to go down, and one that you may not come out of, or be very difficult to come out of, because of the emotional darkness that it would take you down when we start assigning reasoning to things that don't have them, so they don't belong. Maybe there's a bigger plan out there, but at the end of the day, we don't even have the answer to that, if that's true or not true, or what a bigger plan might be. So there is no answer to the question of why me. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that for myself, and I'm sorry about that for you. So that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Love you.